Hello everyone, I am getting this video edited because this is the last of my videos before I might have to take a break for hopefully a week or two. These are a bunch of strips of that aluminum foil tape. I used them to sharpen my wife's cutting thing. If you run foil through a rotary cutter or a guillotine cutter, it's supposed to sharpen up the blade. So yeah, so I did a bunch of strips, and I was like, oh, well, might as well use them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking these down. This page ends up turning into something completely different than what I thought it was going to be, and that thing that is completely different is fabulous in my opinion. So yeah, so I was just using up all of those foil strips, because why not? Just throwing a little bit of watercolor on. This is, again, just cheap watercolor. I do have a brush dedicated to watercolor. And this is not a gessoed page. This page was not gessoed originally. So I'm trying not to add too much water to not destroy the page behind it, which was also not gessoed. I learned that lesson the hard way. If you saw my summertime page with all of the circles, this is a clear gesso, by the way. If you saw that page is kind of a lot destroyed because the page behind it had wet media and it seeped through, but oh well, it is what it is. It's just an additional layer. So I was just drying the clear gesso and then just trying to wipe it off of the foil because it was making the foil kind of dingy, and I wanted that foil to stand out a little bit. And then gessoing this other page with just regular gesso. Give me that thing that I love, I'll turn the lights out. Put your hands up, make them touch, make it real loud. Can you hear it playing? It's playing on my phone right now. Alright, so this is Lumiere paint, and I was just using the little paper top that came on it to wipe off all of it so that I wasn't wasting that. And just smearing some more on. I really love these Lumiere paints. I bought one and now I'm up to 3. They're just really awesome. The color on this is pewter, by the way. So I dried it, and then again I'm trying to rub it off from the from the foil. So I wanted that pewter and the silver to be contrasty. Put your hands up, make 'em touch, make it real loud. Sorry, it's still playing. Okay, so this is fluid matte medium. This is an old newspaper. Well, it's actually not that old. It was just a newspaper that, one of those free ones that they throw like at your house or they attach to your garage or whatnot. ARTPOP. Okay, I'm done singing that for now. And it had sat outside, and I think it had rained, and the sun had warped it, so it was kind of yellowy and kind of gray. So I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna save this. And it was all about tuition rates in college in Nevada. So I was like, oh, perfect, considering I'm in college. So yeah, I figured I'd save it. Sewing patterns, and I am putting them down very haphazardly and scrunching them all up. I wanted a ton of texture on this page, and there will be. Excuse me, you'd think I was a smoker. I'm not, but whoo! Not that there's anything wrong with smokers. It's your choice. So yeah, just going through and just adding more and more of the tissue paper, the sewing pattern. I have a whole bunch of these because I got them for I think 75 cents for one package of sewing patterns. And if you've seen a package of sewing patterns, that's quite a bit. So this little piece of paper that I'm adhering, I have had in my stash forever. It's a piece of craft glassine by Tim Holtz, and I crumpled it up and stamped on it with Stays On with the text stamp. And I just didn't do anything with it. I was just playing with it and didn't have anything to do with it. So now I am taking the paper top from more Lumiere. This is Old Gold is the color. And I like it because it's a little bit more coppery than the other gold color they carry. The other gold color was kind of tacky. It was just very Vegas. Yeah. So this is a corrugated piece of paper that we got from some food gift that my wife got from one of her coworkers. And I told her, I said, if you throw that away, I will file for divorce. So she didn't throw it away. So this is more craft glassine, and I crinkled it up, rubbed a little bit more of the gold paint on it, and I think this is actually just gold paint by Artist Loft, and then rubbed a little bit of walnut ink on it. This is a valet ticket that my wife and sister got when they went to go see Boys to Men for their birthdays. Their birthdays are very close to one another, so they went and celebrated together. And I just put some gold on it and then distress inked it with walnut stain. Just adding a little bit more gold here and there. Trying to figure out kind of placement, what I'm going to do. This is Sepia FW liquid acrylic. And it looks black, but it's actually brown. Or maybe it is black. Maybe I did go with black. I know what I'm using right here is sepia. See, it's brown. And I just very haphazardly hit that with the ink, so the white still showed through. That thing that I'm heating, it was a tag from a t-shirt or something that I got from Kohl's, and it was very solid, very thick. And I smushed some gold on it and then put a little bit of that brown ink on it just to kind of age it up a little bit. I figured, you know what, why not? I have it, it's here. I'm kind of in this Donna Downey collage phase. Clothes are ready. I'm always doing laundry when I'm recording videos, always. So I'm just trying to create this very organic collage piece. So I put that craft glassine back behind the heart, and I'm trying to figure out placement for that little tag thing. It's not glued down yet, I don't think. Now these are some letters, and I want to say they're by We Are Memory Keepers. They're old letters. I'm just putting some of the sepia acrylic ink on it just to make them match and go with the page. My friend Yvette is texting me. She's always texting me. I asked her if it was okay if I mentioned her name in my videos, and she said, I think it's a little late since I've already mentioned her before. But she's actually someone that I met through YouTube, and she has quickly become one of my bestest friends. I don't want to jinx it, and then she'll get all mad at me and then never talk again. But yeah. So if you ever hear me talk about Yvette, or if I call her Ivy, that's my nickname for her, because it's Ivy. Anyway. So I used a little bit of gold just to tarnish those letters a little bit. This is a Pitt big brush pen in, I don't know, brown. And I'm just going around all the insides and around the edges just to frame out those letters. And it spells out gold. So, yeah. I never use gold. I very seldom like gold. I don't wear gold jewelry. I'm not a gold person, but for some reason the gold was calling to me. As you can see, I started the page on the left and then quickly moved to this page because I just couldn't stop. It was just coming to me on this page, so I just kept going with it. I'm gluing down those letters. Just do that thing that you do. Oh, that was the bottom half of that valet ticket that's up in the right-hand corner. I just tore it off and then glued it underneath there. And I'm using my big brush pen to just go along the edges and smudge it out a little bit just to frame it. You could also use an ink pad or the fluid acrylics in your finger. I'm always filthy when I'm done art journaling because I'm a big believer in using your fingers, and I never worry about my hands getting dirty. That's what craft scrubbies are for. Oh, and I have a new video coming soon on the usages of craft scrubbies, so stay tuned for that. So this is a metal embellishment from Michaels. I want to say it was one of the $2 embellishments. It's super heavy and it's metal. So I used Fabri-Tac in a whole bunch of it and a little tiny bit of hot glue just to set it in place right then and there. And then I added some of this sepia fluid acrylic over the top just to age it just a smidge. So that was the gold page. You will see pictures at the end. And then, so I figured, well, I went gold on this side. Let's go silver on this side. So even though I had all that watercolory colors on the bottom, drying footage. That's terrible. Shame upon me and my family. So right now I'm not doing anything. Oh, okay, so I'm pulling out the, this is obviously a hexagon stencil from Heidi Swap, and this is stucco paste goo stuff by Liquitex. What's it called? Ceramic stucco. And again, it's by Liquitex, and it's great. It's kind of gray. It's a lot like molding paste. It gives you a lot of dimension. However, it's gritty, so kind of sandy. So I like it. It's cool. So I dried it, and then I went over it. I started with that silver Liquitex paint, but it's so sheer you can really tell. So I went back in with the Lumiere pewter because I wanted it to blend into the background. I'm just hitting a couple other spots. Alright, now this is just a little chipboard piece that I've had in my stash forever. And I am coloring it with, it looks purple, but it's actually a bluish color. Maybe it is purple. I don't know. What do I know? So I'm just coloring it, the whole thing, the whole top, the sides, all that jazz. While I'm doing this, I will tell you what color it is. I got a set of the Faber-Castells. Maybe? No, it isn't purple. It is Indanthrene Blue 247. It's pretty. Can't pronounce it, but it's pretty. So I'm just using the leftovers of that corrugated cardboard. I wanted to kind of mimic a lot of the textures from the other page, since this is technically a 2-page spread, even though each page is different. So yeah, check that out. With a little bit of the pewter on top. Oh, it looks all grungy, vintage cool. So then I took these little cardboard corrugated pieces. Excuse me. And I'm going to use a little bit of distress ink to color them up. I don't know what color I used. I'm sorry, I can't tell. It's not Chip Sapphire. It's a blue. Oh, Stormy Sky. I used Stormy Sky. And again, just hit it very haphazardly, and then took the pewter and just went over the high points. And again, just kind of grungy. I didn't mind the white showing. Thought it kind of helped show the texture. So here I'm trying to decide placement of this corrugated mess that I have. And this footage could have been lost. Oh well. So then I started pulling out all my silver papers, trying to see what would work, and I'm like, ooh, that glitter is just way too glittery because this page is more old silver. So I liked this, which looked like, this is paper, but it looked like scrunched up tinfoil. So I traced another heart, because again, I'm mimicking the other page, it being a 2-page spread. And trying to decide placement for these triangle who's-its. I just didn't want to throw away all of those cardboard corrugated. Oh my god, why can I not say corrugated? Corrugated pieces. So I decided I was going to use them. So this is how I ended up putting it together. Art pop. Art pop. Art pop. Art pop. Okay, so I just cut a little like fishtail banner out of another silver piece of paper. I stuck it under the heart on the left and then glued down the chipboard piece. And since I put that thick telephone over there, I figured I needed something else metal on this side. So I found a little crown. You're welcome, Yvette. And let's see. These are letters from some, I don't know, stickers. I don't know who made them. I don't know. I'm sorry. But I'm putting 30 because that's my age. And then I'm putting a little bit of the pewter on top of it, just a little bit, again, to just kind of age it a little bit because the silver was so stark. So I just aged it a little bit. Now I am using canvas letters. I forget who these are by. I'm sorry, but they're canvas stickered letters. And I'm going to color them up with the pewter, Lumiere. Sometimes I think that we could just be friends. Alright, so I'm just placing them now on here. They were not very sticky, so I used Fabri-Tac to help stick them down. Yeah, just helped a little bit. And I think right here, what you can't see, what you will, yeah, I am using, I think this is a black artist big brush pit pen. There's so many letters in that Faber-Castell Memory Craft Makers Love Bugs artist big brush marker pen nib brush tip pens. What in the world? But I do love their products, so that's okay. So I went around all of the triangles, and now I'm going around the heart and just kind of smudging it out a bit just to give a little bit more definition against the background. With my all of the above pen. That's what I'm going to start calling these. Now I'm using my other all of the above pen in brown, and I'm just going right around the edge of the gold page. So, and that wraps it up. That's the silver page. A little bit more up close, you can see all that texture from the stucco and the canvas letters and that awesome paper and the corrugated and the metallic letters and the foil tape, and you can still see some of the colors from the watercolor too, so which is really kind of cool. And the gold page, which is actually my favorite, considering I don't like gold, but it came out so wonderful. Yeah, just check that. I mean, it's just gold. Look at that. It's just amazing. So that is my silver and gold page. I hope you guys enjoyed these spreads. One of my favorites. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.